Hello, 6th grade Neil Eagles. This is Coach Shafto from the Avengers team. Today, we are going to learn how to interpret graphs of proportional relationships. To do a quick review of interpreting graphs, let's look at the following graphs. First, how do we read a graph? If we have the x-axis, remember that the x-axis is going to go side to side. And so if we're looking at an x-axis, it's going to be the one that is going horizontally or side to side. And in this case, the x-axis is counting how much you weigh in earth pounds. The y-axis goes up and down, and that is a vertical axis. And what this means is on this graph, the y-axis is the moon weight. So in this graph, we're comparing how much you weigh on Earth versus how much you would weigh on the moon. In order to do this, you would take the coordinate pair, and notice that we're counting by twos, and in between would be 1. So this would be 1 pound on the moon is going to correspond to 6 pounds on the Earth. Now notice that in a coordinate pair, the x-axis always comes first. So we're going to count along the x-axis until we get to the point, which will be 6. So we're going to draw that as 6. And then we're going to count on the y-axis until we get to the point, and that's going to be 1. So my coordinate pair is going to be 6, 1, and that means that I will have 6 pounds on Earth fitting with 1 pound on the moon. In this graph, we're comparing water usage with time. And so let's take this point right here. This tells me, starting with the x-axis, so that's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, that 7 minutes will correspond with 30, 40, so between that is 35. So 7 minutes corresponds to using 5 gallons of water. Maybe this is taking a shower or sprinkling your lawn with water for your grass. But you will use 5 gallons of water in 7 minutes. That's a lot of water. In this graph, we can see that if we are corresponding with 1 minute, because our x is time, so we can take 1 minute corresponds with 6 feet. And so maybe this is the speed of a sloth. Sloths are very slow, and in 1 minute, they're going to travel 6 feet. Let's do this on IXL. As a math teacher, Antonio frequently makes photocopies of fun activities for his students to do. When the copies come out of the copy machine, they form a stack. Which of these shows a proportional relationship that is correct? So we've got our x-axis is copies, and if we go over, that's 25 copies, and our y-axis is millimeters. So 2 millimeters and 25 copies. So what this means is the printer's coming out of the copier, and when we get 25 copies, it's 2 millimeters tall. So there are 25 copies, and the stack is 2 millimeters tall. In this one, it says the student council is decorating the gym for the school dance. They are hanging strands of twinkle lights. The graph shows the proportional relationship between the number of strands they hang, x, and the number of twinkle lights, y. So what does the point 250 represent? So remember, our first point is the x. So 2 on the x-axis is 2 strands, corresponds with 50 twinkle lights. So there will be 2 strands corresponding with 50 twinkle lights. In this video, you learned how to interpret graphs of proportional relationships.